Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Double Stuff Podcast. Today, where we are double the hosts, double the topics, and double the fun. I'm Charity.
I'm Dan.
I'm Ellen.
And I'm Sarah.
And this is going to be a fun episode because no one else signed up for it. I'm going to do math.
Yeah.
Math.
So this is going to be great.
It's the arithmetic and R there.
So I was thinking about math today because I'm forced to talk about it. But I was thinking about all the math that I still don't know. I don't know how to convert stuff when you're baking, or how to multiply stuff, or how to convert temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius and the metric system. So I didn't realize this till a few years ago. I'm actually good at math when it comes to money. So finances, especially there are times where I've
Accounting.
But yeah, I wouldn't go that far in accounting.
Oh.
I wouldn't do
She can
that.
count dollar bills very well.
If it's my money, we're good. I can keep track of that. No, but there are a few shows not shows, but art exhibit things where we sell stuff. What is it? A show exhibit?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Or a shop
Sarah
or
and I
something.
have sold art before.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting when you have to put a price on something that you consider priceless. But, the times that we've done that, I've had to break it down into, okay, what did I use? The cost of materials? How long did you, spend on it? And then I feel like I was really good at making a price based on what I thought was fair through math. So is there a certain...
Well, let's put that to the test.
Oh,
Did
no.
it sell?
It did sell.
Oh,
did
then
sell,
you,
yeah.
then you did it right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I did. I don't have to find a picture for
Cheshire
social media,
Cat,
but I did
right?
the Cheshire Cat from the Alice, the modern
The
Alice
Johnny
in Wonderland
Depp,
movie.
Tim Burton version.
Yeah,
right?
and
the
so,
best version.
but I did that because it was an animal themed art show, and so everybody had to do an animal picture of some sort. So I drew the Cheshire Cat. But yeah, that was my first time entering a piece, and it sold, which was really
Nice.
cool. So anyway, is there a specific piece of math that you guys are probably good at math, but I know Sarah, my
Real
story, but is there a
good.
specific piece of math that you feel like you're good at? You can't do parabolas, but you can do money or whatever. Is there something you guys feel like you're good at?
I'm forced in a day-to-day to work within a aspect ratio of 16:9. So I know that. And I also know the dimensions of that aspect ratio, which is 1920 pixels by 1080.
1080. Okay.
And then everything that I set up for my guides are divided within those parameters. So yeah, I've gotten pretty good in. I'm an Adobe guy, so I, Premiere, Photoshop, After Effects, and I use math a lot. And in fact, in After Effects, that's where a lot of math comes in. I
It
mean,
does, yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm still bad at After Effects.
Could be. I
don't
mean, you're
know.
using a lot of percentages too,
Yeah.
opacity, scaling.
Yeah.
Proportions, where the X and Y axis is, and then if you go into a 3D, you got to add the Z
axis.
Yeah. So I mean, but it's fun. I think we've talked about this before. I mean, it's even though it's not tangible, it's not tactile, I can see it visually, and After Effects does an amazing job of what my high school math class, my geometry class couldn't do, which is set up different perspectives. So you not only see you can set up your views to be both in 3D and also what the camera angle is. So you can actually see where your project is on the Z axis and things like that. So I do use math a lot. I use it in a very specific way for a very specific reason, which is not translatable to real world things. But I do use it.
Yeah, we never learned that in school. If the Z-axis and the spherical thing in After Effects.
That was my kindergarten class.
Easy ease into that one. Easy ease.
Oh, very specific joke.
Yeah, very specific.
What about you, Dan?
I haven't used this in quite a while, but I used to be pretty good at counting back change when I worked in retail.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
or
You have to be really quick with that.
You
Yeah.
do.
So that is the extent of my math right
And
there.
it's frustrating when you find somebody that cannot do it and
Yes.
you have to do it for them. You're like, what are you doing?
Okay,
What
but
are you doing?
I hate it when someone would be like, okay, your total is $15.65, and someone gives me a $20 bill, and I type it in to register, and I'm already getting the change now, and they're like, oh, I've got 50 cents here.
That's
I hate
rude.
it.
Yeah,
I hate it when
rude.
people did that to me because I've already got stuff set. Like,
Yeah.
why would you
Yep.
do that?
No,
That's
you
what I
can't.
hated.
Yeah, when I'm talking about what are you doing here, I'm talking about someone that has got it. Basically, they have the answer. So you're supposed to get, $3.85, and it says change $3.85, and they give you $3, and then they freeze, and you're like, come on, you can do it. but that's a good point. From a retail perspective,
Yes.
what is the proper link to be like, can I help you out with that, or are you stuck, or
like the protocol?
let's just define it right now. Is it a 3 count, a solid 3 count before you're like, it's 2 quarters, or it's 3/4 and a dime?
Let's say I was a cashier that
What's a quarter? Okay, I can't help you.
That's to be like, get out right now.
No, listen, let's say I was a nervous cashier that didn't know how to count money back.
Sure.
You could give me any number you want. It doesn't matter, because I guess my first thought would be, oh, he's trying to get extra money from me. Like, you owe me $5. Actually, no, I probably don't, because I know at the end of the night, my manager's going to come and check my register. And if it's off, I'm going to get in trouble. So I could be nice and offer a number, but I probably still wouldn't believe you. That's just my answer off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, I
So-
still think a solid 3 count, 3/4 and a dime. And then if that doesn't work, it's the
six
big
quarters
one.
and a nickel, or
It's 3 of the big ones, one of the little ones.
Normally, what
Not the brown one, the silver one. Give me the little silver one.
Normally, what I would do if I didn't trust the cashier I was working with, she would give me the change. And if I thought she was going to give it to me wrong, I'll compare it. So I will recount the change in my hand instead of saying, okay, give me 2 dimes and a nickel. I will just count it back and I'll say, oh, I didn't get the right change. And then she'll have to call a manager over to get the key and unlock the register. And everyone behind me is going to be upset. But I want my change back.
Yeah.
So
I always thought it was super condescending. I know that it's a manager's job or a supervisor's job, but when I was doing retail and I turned in my drawer with the total, they would do a recount, and I'm like, come on, man. Seriously?
well, to make you feel better, the managers don't like counting at the end of the night.
I'm sure
So-
it's their job,
Yeah.
because they can get in trouble too for just taking your word for it
Yeah.
as you're,
Well, especially at
raking
Christmas.
in the till.
Because
Christmas,
stuff
Yeah.
is so fast paced, and that you have to have the right number of stuff in,
Yeah.
and trust that your cashiers know how to count change back too, which I worked with a lot of people who didn't, that their registers were always incorrect at the end of the night.
Oh my gosh.
So
But
it's a
got
tough thing.
$200 of Kohl's cash in there.
don't get Charity started on that. Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle this.
So you get a chance asking me about math.
Yes, yes. What part of math do you think you're maybe naturally good at, or is there a specific thing that you can say, I've owned this?
I think it's probably like with Alan. I felt like I really didn't understand math too well until using it in a media standpoint. So I didn't realize how much math I use on a daily basis, just because it's become second nature. But like in high school and stuff, or I guess 7th grade, just on the record, 7th grade was the only good year I had in school from kindergarten to 12th grade. 7th grade was the ideal one. But we did.
Is that when you got Mr. Walters?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was a good guy. He was an Army colonel, but
Yeah.
he taught our math class. I don't know why.
R.I.P. Mr. Walters.
Oh, yeah. He was a great guy.
R.I.P.
He was good. But for both pre-algebra and algebra 1, I actually understood that when I was taking the class. I actually got a pretty okay, like it wasn't an A, it wasn't quite a B, but it was the best C I
Did you
probably
solve
had ever
for C?
Yeah, I saw for C, and that was what I got. But everything after that was just terrible. Like for some reason, I sort of kind of got geometry, and that's because, and I'm a very visual person, so with geometry, I could actually see the sphere or the cube or the cone or whatever. And so I was able to solve up to a certain point. But a lot of those formulas, I memorized the formulas great, but I wasn't able to solve them.
Well,
Yeah.
and I remember in the specific math books that we have, and I'm
Did
sure
you
other
guys
math
do
books do it
Chicago
too.
math?
No, we did. What was the? Oh, we had different
We did
books.
Indiana math because that's what we were living.
Touche.
Yeah,
That's French.
yeah.
Wait,
Thank you, Alan.
is Chicago math like the Chicago way? You know, like
Well,
they've written.
It's very, very deep dish, right?
It started in junior high and then high school, and we did this thing called the Chicago math system. It has since disappeared only because it was pretty bad. I thought, kind of like what you were talking about. I did well with algebra.
Yeah.
And then the next step was geometry, and you had to pass geometry to
Yeah.
graduate. And I
Yeah.
failed it the first time. I got a D for pass.
D is passing.
Yep, I think
There
that's.
is
The
I
no
think.
second
shame in a
time,
D.
and
I
then
think that's what I
stopped.
did. That's what I did.
Stopped. I wasn't even going to try. The next step in Chicago math was function, statistics, and trigonometry, and I think I got scared.
I dropped that when I got to trig
We-
because that wasn't mandatory.
When we moved from Indiana to Wichita, the random school we went to, they were like, I jumped into Trig 2.
Oh,
And I was
good
like,
for you.
No. It wasn't. I mean,
you can't go from like pre-algebra to
to
trig.
Trig 2, and they were like, because I was going, the class before obviously had taken.
You want to be a sailor, though, don't you? You want to know where the horizon is, right?
I mean, I'd be like, the sun is coming here. Well, there goes my math.
Yeah.
But
We're
yeah,
all gonna
like,
die.
yeah, that's why the closest I've been in the water is just a few puddles. Don't have me do any kind of like nautical yachting.
Well, as far as math goes, I didn't realize until a few years ago that I'm not stupid. Like, and because teachers made you feel
Teachers made you
horrible.
feel very stupid.
Our teacher, especially elementary, they taught through
No,
humiliation.
it was in high school too. The
Yeah, I
humiliation.
mean, but it
method.
But I
started in
thought you went
elementary.
to a Christian school.
Oh,
Christians don't do anything wrong. Alan, this is not the road we want to go
This is
down.
not-
I'm so sorry.
this is for a whole other.
Sorry, Jesus.
No, but they would do the game where, okay, we're going to divide the room in the middle.
Oh, no.
And, you know, Johnny, you come up to the board, and Charity, you come up to the board. I'm going to give you a math problem, and whoever solves it first gets to sit
Gets to
down in their
sit
seat,
down.
and the next person can go. And I was
Oh,
always in either the
no.
first or second seat. And so I would be up at the board for a long time. So
Yeah,
whoever
same.
was on my
Same.
team would groan when I go up there.
Oh,
Because
no.
I could figure out the problem eventually, but if you're going to make it a race, that's very stressful on top of trying to figure it out. But
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
wasn't until maybe about 5 years or so ago where I was doing math and I got it really quick and I got the answer right. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm smart.
Yeah.
And it was such a weird thing for me because I'm like, up until that point, even as an adult, I always just said, oh, I'm not good at math. I hate numbers, you know.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
still catch myself saying that, but I have to get out of that habit.
That's
And
a
I
good
didn't
point.
realize that something that had started developing in like
Yeah.
second grade because I have flashbacks of my poor mom. She was very patient, but sitting in the kitchen table trying to teach me my times tables and long division and fractions. And she spent a good part of the 90s trying to hammer math into my head, and it eventually stuck. But, you know, sometimes people don't catch on to things as quick.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, because we did the same thing on the other part, even though it's not necessarily math related. It could be, depending on what we did, adding more to the humiliation method. On top of going to the board to try to solve it, after we would take our tests, what the teacher would do would be
I
like,
forgot about that.
all right, I want you to call out your grades and I
You
will
would-
put it
you
in
would
the
have,
book.
Yep, you would have to stand up and say your grade in front of everybody, and she would write it down. And
Yeah.
that happened with every assignment.
And there was only
Wow.
1 or 2 times from 7th grade to 12th grade that I could proudly say I got an A or a B. It was never a high grade like that. So you didn't like, announcing to the class that I got a
Like, hey, I failed again. No
Yeah.
surprise to anyone.
yeah. So I mean,
Come on, teacher, you know what's up.
I don't know if that's part of the reason why. Funny enough, this whole education theme, for me, I'd actually wanted to do this theme a while back, but I'm like, I know if we do this, I'm going to have to go back and kind of rehash
we're
some
not
of the.
going to go too
Not-
far
Yeah.
back.
We're not going to go too far back, but just some comments here or there. Anyway, math.
But I mean, that does bring up a good point. Do
Yeah.
you guys have a couple teachers that either made the subject good for you or bad,
Yeah.
or is there something that sticks out to you in your education about math?
Or do you really want to resurrect it?
You guys, I mean, I don't know about how Dan's mind works, but for me, things disappear in my mind quite efficiently.
Yes, I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah, so I mean, every once in a while, like I'll get a glimmer of something. I got hit in the head with a baseball once.
Oh goodness, he's gonna use that same thing.
No, I do remember I had a math teacher in junior high when you went to a math class. You start. I think it was in junior high. You start
Separate teachers.
Separate teachers.
Mhm.
You don't have
Just
one,
the one
teacher
teacher
for all the subjects. And I know that there was a teacher named Mrs. Henderson, and she was okay. And there was another male instructor. I don't know his name, but I do remember. I thought it was a little bit bizarre, but I could swear that he was wearing the exact same pair of jeans every single day.
You're probably not wrong.
I'm probably not wrong, but I just thought that was odd because I mean, at that time, I mean,
Maybe he just bought 20 pairs of the same set of pants.
That's a very guy thing anyway.
I was gonna say, men do that too.
It's true too. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that they were dirty or unwashed or that he smelled or
It's the
anything.
same style.
It was the exact same style. Maybe he just found what worked. And I mean, we were doing stupid stuff. We were doing the French roll jeans, where you fold over your cuff and roll it up. We were looking
very
tight.
very Huckleberry Finn. It sounds like.
No. Very Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Very In Living Color.
Yeah,
very,
Tom Sawyer. Yeah.
He's saying Fresh Prince. You're going to the classics.
I'm going to painting fences and catching frogs in the pond.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dan, did you have a teacher that made math easy or difficult? Or
I'm sure that all of my teachers tried their best, but I think they all, about 10 minutes of being in class, and they all agreed, like, this one's not going to get it. It's just,
Lost cause.
we're just going to give you the barely passing grade and move you along. So.
Yeah,
Just
I
to
feel like
get you out of
my
class.
teacher said to me is like, she's got to go. We can't keep her with the other class. Go with that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so Alan, you may have experiences because you have children, but
Yeah.
it's an ongoing issue on social media about old math and new math. And something that I see a lot is that a page will post a math problem
Mhm.
and they'll say, okay, solve this problem.
Okay.
And people will come up with like 20 different answers. And they're
Really?
like, oh, because it's old math or it's new math or we got to use PEMDAS or, so like,
PEMDAS.
is that something that you
I
may
don't know
have
about
an
a
issue
post,
with
but yeah.
with your girls and
Mhm.
teaching or helping them with
I can
homework
keep up with Audrey's math
for now?
for now.
Yeah.
But Layla's math she's 12 years old and has already surpassed like my knowledge of math.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it seems like, I mean, she's in algebra now.
What? Are you serious?
She's in
like pre-algebra or like
No,
algebra
algebra.
1?
algebra.
I don't
Oh,
think I
nice.
did algebra till I was like maybe 14.
Well, yeah, in high school is like
Yeah.
when you got
I did
algebra.
pre-algebra in 7th grade, algebra 1 in 8th grade, algebra 2
Yeah, so-
in 9th, geometry in 10th.
Oh, maybe she's right on
But then
track. Well,
everything
anyway,
changes,
Your
I'm-
girls are smarter though.
yeah, way smarter than me. Way smarter
Yes,
than me.
they are.
Yeah. I'll give them that.
Okay, well before we end, I told you guys before we start recording to
Okay.
grab a pen and paper. So
Yes,
I'm-
teacher.
yeah, I'm gonna give everyone a math problem to figure out, and I'm
Mrs.
gonna.
Harmon, I need to sharpen my pencil.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna give us a math problem, and then we all have to figure it out, and we'll see if we get the same answer.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start off -2,
-2.
and then in parentheses we have 1 times 4 minus 2 divided by 2 end parentheses, and then plus in parentheses we have 6 plus 2 minus 3. So we are now going to solve the problem. We can do the Jeopardy music if we need to do this.
0.
I don't think
The
it's
answer
that.
is 0. Because everybody knows you can't go negative. Negative doesn't exist. There's nothing below 0. How can you go below nothing? So the answer is 0. Final answer.
I
I win.
have.
Hold on.
I win.
Did you just pick a number and go?
I stopped listening after divided by 2 in parentheses.
Oh,
I was
Alan.
like, "What? How long is this problem.
It just keeps going and going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I felt in class. Once they started adding the alphabet to the numbers and adding extra grammar things that should only be in an English paper, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of done.
Okay, I think I did it right.
Did you get 0 too?
I got stuck at I got to minus 12 or 2 times 12 and I just lost it.
Where'd you get 12? I never said 12.
No, I'm working through my problem. No, I was doing the thing. I'm working through my problem.
Okay, I got -1.
Dang it.
Oh, really?
What did you
That's
get?
impossible.
I got 4, but maybe I did that
4?
wrong.
Okay.
I might have did it wrong.
What did you get, Dan?
I'm going to say 0 because I got nothing.
Okay.
What was the correct?
That's the correct answer.
The correct answer is -1, and I promise I didn't look at the answer beforehand.
Sure.
Okay, I did something wrong then. See, I did because you're supposed to do the parentheses.
PEMDAS as well.
PEMDAS is parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. That's what that stands
but I don't even know if they teach that in schools anymore because
you always do the parentheses, stuff in parentheses first.
Yeah.
I obviously did the math wrong.
Well, we'll have you redo the problem after we sign off. But
yeah.
Thanks everyone for listening today. If you want to do the math problem,
the answer is 0.
If you want to do the math problem, make sure you're not driving. So get to a point where you're seated at a table. You can do the math problem and let us know what answer you got. I'm going to say I'm correct in that it's -1, but you can let us know what answer you got. You can follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram at Double Stuff Podcast, and then on Twitter at Double Stuff P. You can listen to all of our other episodes on our website at doublestuffpod.com, or you can check us out on our YouTube page. Just search Double Stuff Podcast.
Answer 0.
I know what I did wrong.
So what did you get?
I didn't multiply -2.